Will not. Who else?
Judy, how close is it to a
Getting really close, very close.
How about like Miles still not ready?
He's very close. Yeah.
We haven't, even in OTAs that we were at, minicamp, we haven't seen Judy
Right.
yet.
Right.
Are you getting a little impatient about that? Isn't it time for him to step in?
I when you're dealing with any medical type things, Tony, I just trust what the doctors and the medical staff say. When the player's ready, he'll be ready. He's done a great job in walkthroughs and meetings. Very, very in tune, very intelligent football player. So, of course, you want your players out there ASAP and throw everybody out there. But the reality is you have to trust in the medical staff here, and just he'll be out there when he's ready.
His ailment, was that from last season in Denver?
No.
Something that happened
Yeah.
in yours, is it?
I don't know the exact date, but he's working through it, and he's getting very, very close.
We've seen Miles jump out there without a helmet
Yeah.
for a couple of reps. We've seen Judy on the other day. He caught a couple of balls. Just what
Right.
was behind that, and is that just an indication that both guys were so close?
Exactly, and they're not on PUP. They're not on a list. So when you're on those lists, you can't jump in there. So those guys are rehabbing, getting really close, and they can get any of those walk-through reps, jog-through reps, if you will.
Kevin, your linebacker room looks a little different this year. Taki and Anthony gone, Jordan Hicks, and a couple other guys. How does that room taking shape over these last few months?
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Coach Tarver and that whole group. It's like a lot of our rooms, a good mix of young and old, and guys that have been here, and some newer guys. I think Jordan Hicks is a very impressive pro to me. Awesome off the field, a leader, has been in a bunch of different situations, has been in this system before, so certainly somebody that we are really excited to add to our group.
Have you seen JOK take on more of a leadership role in that room?
Absolutely. I mean, I see Jeremiah maturing and growing, and like all of our young players do, and growing certainly into his football role, but also growing into a leadership role as well.
From the veteran standpoint, what does Jordan provide for that room with his leadership and experience?
I think that's a big piece of this. I think this is year 10 for him, if I'm not mistaken. So that doesn't happen by accident. That's somebody who really takes care of his body, plays well, has been in a bunch of different systems. So he can impart a ton of wisdom on those young players just by his sheer numbers of years in this league.
With two new offensive line coaches, how much of the Callahan system is still there? What percentage is new to the system?
From a schematic standpoint,
Yeah.
Tony? That's a good question. I think it's hard. I go back to February, March is when you have so many of those conversations and how you want to teach things. There are certain things that we've done here that will do exactly the same, and there's other things that maybe you tinker with and you add a little bit of nuance, and then there's things that we're going to implement and install that we haven't done. And I think that's the nature of year-to-year football, that you better be updating. But certainly when you bring in, like you mentioned, Andy and Roy with different backgrounds, specifically in the run game, there's obviously things that we'll do that are different, but I can't put a percentage on it.
Do you feel pretty good about getting Judd and Jim back at left tackle by the start of the season?
I do.
Kevin, the Broncos are coming here next month. You did a consultant's fee for
I didn't know that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
I was going to ask you.
When are they coming?
Between road trips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was just curious if some of that.
They didn't call me. Yeah, I'm happy to share some tips to them, though.
Would you do one-on-one receiver versus cornerback?
We will, today and tomorrow. Yeah.
What would be some of those tips about practicing here on dealing with weather?
Oh, can't predict the weather. Yeah, it's again, the nice part of being here and under one roof is you can make quick adjustments. It's not a big deal to say, hey, we're moving practice up or moving practice back, because everybody's here in a shuttle ride away from the practice facility. So the ability to adjust is certainly helpful being here.
Do you think it helps to be as experienced as he is, to walk into a number one defense that has almost everybody else back? You know what I mean? Like, he kind of walks into an established unit, and I don't know, maybe a young guy would struggle more than a guy who's been around as long as he has.
I think the biggest part of it, Scott, would be it's a system that he's played in, being with Coach Schwartz, so he knows this system. Obviously, there's differences and calling things different and some new things that we're doing, I'm sure, that they weren't doing back in Philly. But the foundation, the core is similar, so I think that eases the transition. And I think Jordan's he's a pro. He's a pro's pro. 10 years in this league. He fits in really well with us culturally, fits in well with the players. So I think that's been an easy transition.
Last year, the last day, he was pretty much a full practice. Is that still the plan for tomorrow?
It is, weather permitting.
Kevin, right before this, the Browns placed Charlie on
Mhm.
IR and
Caleb.
yeah. What have you seen from Caleb as he's gone
Yeah.
through sort of this?
He's here already. He's on the practice field. So he was with us all spring, so he won't miss a beat. Very athletic player. Excited about what he brings to the room. A tough kid, smart. So excited that he's back.
Kevin, the LA trip last year, did you consider doing something like that again, or was that just the circumstances?
I think you always look at the schedule if there's something that would make sense. I didn't see anything that would make sense for staying anywhere for a week. But that was based more on the schedule itself.
What did you guys do
Just a
yesterday?
couple more.
I'm sorry.
What did you guys do yesterday?
We worked.
Callahan had a big influence in the running game for 4 years. Is Roy now kind of a running game line coach?
No, I
Does he
mean.
bring, you mentioned specifically the run game. You bring something.
Andy and Roy. Yeah, I mean, Andy's the line coach, Roy's the assistant line coach, but together they bring really interesting backgrounds. So when you talk about putting a run game or a pass game together, you're really pulling from all of your coaches. And even in all previous years, it was a group effort when you put it together. Okay? Thank you, guys.